What are you afraid of? What are you afraid to lose? This is a little deeper topic today than we often talk about, but as you reach for your 2020 lifestyle goals, health and wellness, it's something we need to talk about, so let's dive in. Welcome, I'm Sheri with ViREO Life, author of Go Forward, 28 Days to Eat, Move, and Enjoy Life God's Way. What are you afraid of? So often when people are making a change in their life to be healthier, exercise, stress management, getting to sleep on time, cooking a healthy dinner, taking a healthy lunch, not going out to eat all the time, decreasing your sodium, whatever, there are things that you're giving up that aren't just, the half a pie for dinner or the 3 bowls of ice cream before bed. You're also giving up some other things. And let's talk about that, because you need to deal with it on the front end or it's going to bite you later on. It's going to come up. Are you afraid of losing some friendships? Really ask yourself these questions. Are you afraid of losing some time with family? Now, the flip of all of these is you'll make new friends. The flip of all of this is you'll actually have more time with your family, and the quality of time with your family will go up. And you can have time with family while you exercise, or time with family while you cook, or it can be something your family can do together. So there are lots of ways around these fears. We're not solving that today. Today, we just need to identify what the fears are, because you can't solve them if you don't know what they are. So are you afraid of feeling out of step with everybody around you? That sense of, I'm not part of the gang anymore. I don't belong anymore. Everybody else at work goes out to lunch and, I'm bringing a healthy lunch. This feels weird to me. Again, there are ways around it. But let's just identify the fears today. Are you afraid that you might injure yourself if you begin an exercise program? Are you afraid that you might end up bulking up if you start weight training? What are your fears? My challenge for you today is to write down all of those fears. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and write them all down. Then, before we solve them, let's also look at how realistic that they might be, because sometimes we have a fear in our head that once we write it out, we realize, no, this is actually not as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be. I fear having an injury with exercise. Automatically, what are you going to think? Well, I could just start a simple walking program. Start where I am, or I could hire a personal trainer so that I know I'm doing things safely. A client one time was telling me a fear that she had around stopping drinking in the afternoons, going to happy hour, because that was not only when she hung out with friends, she also made some business contacts then. And she's like, well, if I stop doing that, it might affect my business. So whatever your fears are, if it's something in your family, something professional, relationships, fear of loss of identity, if you see yourself a certain way and you make changes and you get the results that you want, wow, I'm a different person now. People are going to interact with me differently. I'm going to have to do things that are uncomfortable. Do you fear the discomfort of making a change? Do you fear, well, what's it going to feel like to get up 30 minutes earlier to exercise and go to bed 30 minutes earlier and all of that? So write the fears down. Evaluate how valid those fears are. And now comes the time of figuring out ways around those fears. Take the time to do that. Put in the comments what your fears are. Put in the comment, and actually we could get some dialogue going on this. Put the fears, and maybe somebody else has had that fear, and you can put in the comments how you overcame that fear. I can comment on these as well to encourage you. So what are your fears? What can you do to validate or refute them? And what can you do to overcome them? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of the ViREO Life community. And if you want some extra help, I've got some other resources for you that I link below. Until next time, find your path and fulfill your potential.